Hey everybody, it's Brandon with RPG Overviews, and I've got a Pay What You Want supplement for Shadowdark RPG to show you today. It's called The Lost Repertoire. It's by Marc-Antoine Cote, and it's got a lot of meat to it. It is Pay What You Want. I have a link down in the description if you want to pick it up from drivethrurpg. I don't see why you wouldn't, because it's got a lot of good stuff going on for it. So here's your table of content. You can see it's got character options, magical masterpieces, game master resources, and lost and found. There is some art throughout it. And it says that it is his first foray as an independent writer and game designer. So it's cool to see someone create something new for a game that they like. So it says here that in this supplement, I want to explore two specific themes, the magical and the eerie wonderful. So let's take a look. Some interesting art. And then we've got some new ancestries. We've got the Bully Frog with their Frog Leap, the Changeling with their Glamour. They can take the appearance of another humanoid you have seen for 10 rounds. The Gnome and the Golem. So that's pretty cool. The Gnome gets once per day. You detect the presence of magic and treasure within near range of you. That's going to be very helpful. And then here's some cool art there. And then we've got the Librarian class. So there's some neat classes here. Obviously, a curious historian in search of lost legends, or a humble sage keeping forbidden knowledge. So I like the fact that it gives you like multiple examples of what this class is all about. I'm not going to break down each one of them. You can take a look, but obviously this is going to be someone that knows a lot about scrolls, magic, able to identify stuff and languages. Very cool. Then we've got the Night Weaver class. Now this one's very interesting. A vigilante hunting dangerous criminals, a cat burglar looking for the best scores, or a serial killer hiding in shadows. So they get a shadow step where they can teleport up to near by succeeding on a DC 12 intelligence check. If you fail, you cannot use this feature until you complete a rest. If you critically fail, roll on tier 1 to 2 wizard mishaps. So that's not great. They can use magical devices. They have a veiled stash. And they have a lunar shroud. Make a DC 9 intelligence check to become invisible for 1 round. Class seems awesome. I don't know. I only get 1d4 hit points, but I like that one a lot. Cool piece of art right there. You've got the Rune Bearer class right here. So you've got a stalwart defender of law and justice, a clan crafter seeking honor and glory, or a power-hungry juggernaut squashing their enemy with primal magic. So obviously they're artisans, they can craft runes, and there's some different ones here that can last for an hour. Neat class. The Spellblade class, always a good one to go to. A student of war and magic, fighting to better the world. A wizard's apprentice conscripted in the army, or an arcane reaver on a quest of vengeance. Obviously, spells and arcane blade. Very nice. The Virtuoso class. This is a joyous bard singing heroic ballads, or maybe a vain musician doing anything necessary for fame and glory. So you're going to choose a tier 1 masterpiece, and that's going to be talked about later on. You're a musician, obviously. You can do some performance stuff. You can make some money off of it. And then you have repetition. You can learn a new masterpiece from another virtuoso by repeating it for a week and paying 50 gold per tier. So we'll be taking a look at those in a little bit here. So here's the different titles for the different classes. There's some new backgrounds here. Lost Child, Chronicler, Broker, Guard, Nomad, Miner. Some cool ones here. Cook, always like a cook. Again, magical masterpieces. So they're similar to spells with 2 exceptions. They always need to be focused on, and they need a musical instrument to take effect. To perform masterpieces, you must succeed on an intelligence check. The DC is 12 plus the masterpieces tier. So if you succeed, the performance takes effect immediately, and you must focus on it to keep it active. In the case of critical success, you automatically succeed on the next focus check required to keep performing. I like that. And if you fail, you cannot perform the masterpiece until you complete a rest. If you critically fail, you roll on the dissonance table corresponding to the masterpieces tier. So here's the different tiers here. You've got Lover's Serenade, Ode to Joy, Soothing Lullaby. Of course, it says for the duration, the target falls into a deep slumber and heals 24 hit point each round. That's not bad at all. The Ode to Joy is you play a joyful dancing tune, difficult to resist, of course, always fun. Humanoids of level 2 or less within near range must roll charisma versus your last check or get disadvantage on attacks as they dance to your tune. So I always like bards. A lot of people crap on them, but bards are neat. I love the bard that I have in my pocket fantasy game, but I think they're always fun because they're just so easy to role play, and you get to do some cool musician stuff with them, so that's nice. And then here's these dissonants right here. So they're kind of interesting. Like this one, all creatures near you take 3d4 damage. Wrong audience, the performance targets allies instead of enemies, and vice versa. That could be terrible. Its effect lingers for 1d6 rounds. 10 to 9 is you have disadvantage on all dexterity checks for a week. Brutal. Headache, you take 1d4 intelligence damage. Some of these can just be really nasty to you. And then you've got, let's see, there's 1 and 2, and then there's 3. More damage, lightning damage. You cut 1d4 of your fingers by mistake, permanently lose that much dexterity. Brutal. Busted eardrum, you become deaf in one ear and have disadvantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing. You become deaf permanently if you roll this result a second time. So really, really pushing your luck with these. A little bit of art right there, and then here's our Game Master resources. Magical studies, instead of carousing, you can study magical stuff. So you choose a type of study and you pay its full cost. Then you roll 1d8 plus the bonus associated with the study type. So it's pretty neat. And as with carousing, each character gains XP noted along with any other results and consequences. So if we look here, you spend all your time studying the local flora and fauna. You gain 3 experience points. But this one here at 4, you spent 20% of your wealth on food and mead while testing new hallucinogenic concoctions. Gain 3 XP and a random potion. So you'll get some random stuff. It shows here maybe a random spell scroll. Unfortunately, you roll a tier 1 wizard mishap, but you gain a mage ally. This number 8 is neat. You found a fairy circle and you shared food and drinks with the small folk. Guarding it, you gain 4 experience and a pixie ally. Sounds great. So these are really cool. I really like those a lot. And then there's some alternate class features. It says options presented on this page replace existing features for some classes. So the priest, the wizard, priest gets holy domain and the wizard gets meta magic. There's some optional rules here. Blood magic, drama dice, explosive damage, push your luck. When you fail a check, you may decide to reroll it. If you do so, treat any failure as a critical failure. You can push your luck only once per check, and you cannot apply luck token on that roll. So it's pretty neat. Ritual casting, pretty much, you can take a long time to cast it. And it says, by doing so, you mitigate the risks and don't lose the ability to cast a spell. If you fail, critical failure still occurs normally. And then there is volatile magic. Locations that have been the theater of great cataclysms or cosmic events are wild with arcane energy, reading the use of magic, volatile and dangerous in such places. Spellcasting critical successes are obtained by rolling 16 plus on the d20, and critical failures occur on a die roll of 5 or less. So some very cool kind of push your luck type stuff here. Stuff that can really pay off or really come back to hurt you. Then there's some lost encounters here. So a leprechaun is looking for their stolen gold, offers fake riches for help. A purple mist put the party to sleep and they wake up 1d4 weeks later. Brutal. A strange woman recognizes a PC as their long-lost child. An elegant brain eater wishes to invite the party to dinner. That's rough. A wandering stranger offers a truth in exchange for a secret. So some cool stuff here you might be able to throw into your game. There's lost mementos. I mean, you can see right here, this is a ton of stuff for pay what you want. And a lot of it, I think, is very useful in your game. A pot containing mud in which any plants can grow. A cracked bottle that can imprison any humanoid for 1d4 days once. That's interesting. So some really cool ideas going on right there. So there it is. The Lost Repertoire. Check it out. Download it. If you like it, send some money their way and help them get on their way to making more products for Shadowdark or whatever game they like. So there it is. Thanks a lot.